Hello, hello, everybody. My voice is still not 100%, but that is okay. We are here. What does this make? Day three with the voice thing? I don't know. I don't know. Something like that. Trying to get some things adjusted over here. I'm also going to get comments pulled up real quick. Let's see. Okay, I got comments pulled up. I got my chat pulled up. All right, there we go. How's everybody doing? Like I said, my voice is a bit better. So we're definitely making progress on the whole voice thing, which is great. Which is great. we're making some progress over here, guys. It's not as pitiful or hard to listen to, I don't think, as it was 2 or 3 days ago. So there's that. What time is it? This is around the time we tried to stream for a couple weeks there. We tried to keep it around this time. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna give it a minute or two, let some people get in here. I know I haven't been running face cam in the past few days or whatever, past few streams. It's just 'cause now that I'm doing my streams, I'm resting up a bit. Whatever's going on with my voice, I don't know. I think it's allergies or something. Could be. I'm just chilling out, so chilling out, looking all sick and whatnot. What's up, Gary? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. We are going to get going in just a minute, guys. We're just giving it that standard little while. Standard little while here. What's up, Frank? What's up, Abel? Welcome, guys. Welcome. I do sound better. I'm getting better. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Little by little. I don't know. It doesn't seem as bad today as it has been, so we're getting somewhere. Somewhere. Today's stream, or tonight's stream rather, is just a little bit of hope, a little bit of encouragement to all my people going through it right now. All my people going through it right now. People out there that don't feel too well, right? Dealing with this anxiety stuff. And by the way, we're going to go ahead and jump into this. So, all my people out there dealing with the anxiety stuff, all my people out there struggling with these negative intrusive thoughts, with these feelings, you can't seem to let them go. You can't seem to stop thinking on them, right? I'm here to tell you it does get easier. It does get easier, and I know you probably can't see that right now, coming from where you're coming from. And I get that because when you're in the trenches, man, when you're in the trenches, it's really like, I can't see past this, right? I can't see past this. I completely 110% understand that. I get what it feels like. Maybe you've got a really sticky thought. Maybe you've got several sticky thoughts, maybe, whatever the case may be. And I want to let you know that due to this state, this anxiety state that you're currently in, that you're currently healing from, I want you to understand that, you know, a lot of these thoughts and these feelings get blown out of proportion, right? They get blown out of proportion. So, the thing about it is, as you're healing, especially if you're deeply sensitized, whatever the case may be, wherever you are on your journey, but especially if you're deeply sensitized right now, I want you to understand that I know that it feels like your mind's working against you. I know it feels like your body's working against you, right? But understand this, the real you is still there. The real you is still there. The real you is still untouched. And that's going to come out, right? That's going to come out. You are going to heal. I know some days feel like they just drag on forever. You know, I understand that. And I know some days it feels like these thoughts are louder than other days. I get that too. Been there, done that. I completely understand how it feels. But just understand whatever it is that you're going through right now, it gets easier, right? It gets easier. Your thoughts are telling you a lot of nonsense right now. Your body's following along with that nonsense. And I just want you to understand that it gets easier, right? So these feelings, we don't have to tell ourselves horror stories about them. We don't have to tell ourselves horror stories about our feelings. That's where most people, how they end up in this boat usually is because they're telling themselves horror stories about the feelings, right? As Dr. Claire Weeks calls second fear. I want you to understand that I know these feelings feel very, very strong. I get that. But start to try to see them in a new light and relax into these feelings of anxiety and panic, right? So as you do this and as you continue to heal, you're going to have a lot of negative thoughts. Negative thoughts seem to go hand in hand with anxiety recovery. And I want you to understand that you're not seeing things clearly right now because of the state that you're in. So you don't need to give these thoughts too much credit, right? And I know sometimes they're screaming at you. I know sometimes all you want to do is get up in your head and fight with them and engage with them and run in circles with them. And I understand that. But as you guys already know, right, if you've been here for a while, what you do when you get up in your head and you fight with them and engage with them, you give them too much credit, right? You give them way too much credit, right? So I understand how it feels. But just like somebody said in the chat just now, is it possible to feel normal again? When you get thoughts like these, guys, these are negative, intrusive thoughts. Leave them alone. Leave them alone, guys. And I know it's tempting to get involved with them because it's like, fuck, dude, that sounds so important. That sounds so real. That sounds like a good question. That sounds like that needs entertained. But understand, guys, you're trying to fight a tired mind with a tired mind, right? When you're sensitized, when you're not feeling well, you're trying to fight a tired mind with a tired mind, and it's just not going to work. You're just going to run in circles. These thoughts need to be met with acceptance. We're not trying to fight them. We're not trying to do anything with them, right? We're meeting them with acceptance. We're letting them be there if they want. But you know what? We're leaving that door unanswered. You know what I mean? So, you know, the thing is, you guys have probably tried the whole engaging with your thoughts thing for so long, right? You've tried fighting with them for so long, and that's why you ended up here, right? That's why you ended up here. She says, no, but it's my own thoughts. But that thought popped in your head, did it not? Right? Or maybe you're saying, I consciously decided to ask you that question. I get that too. Well, the same advice applies, right? The same advice applies. Don't worry, Peter. I normally run face cam most of the time, dude. I'm just not running face cam right now, where I'm just feeling a little bit, where my voice is a little bit crappy. I'm just chilling. But so, you asked the question, you think it's possible to feel normal again? Well, listen what I'm saying. These feelings, don't tell yourself horror stories about these feelings. There's no need for that second fear, and I know sometimes that takes practice, and I get it. And these thoughts, not necessarily the question you asked, but these automatic negative intrusive thoughts, that everybody deals with during this journey, they pop up in your head, right? And we give them way too much credit. We give them way too much credit, and then we spend all day, just fighting with ourselves. We spend all day just fighting with ourselves, and it's stressful. It's very, very stressful. So I know it feels like, you know, I know how tempting it feels. That's a good way to put it. I know how tempting it feels to really answer the door to these thoughts, right? I know how tempting it feels to want to fight with yourself. I know how tempting this all feels, because it seems so important, and you get lost in the moments when you're in them. And I get that 110%, and it feels like if you don't fight with these thoughts, something bad might happen, right? It feels like if you don't fight with these thoughts, something bad might happen. But I want you to understand that when you're in that tired nervous system, right? This is this is what I call the fake state because the real you is still there. And to get that real you out, which will happen naturally, right? It'll happen naturally in time. But what we talk about here is just giving you that little boost. So to get that real you out, you really have to understand that, when these thoughts come, it's okay if they're there. It's okay if they're there, but you don't have to fight with them, right? Somebody said because it's difficult to focus with the real task at hand with these thoughts. That's okay. That's okay. Your focus might be difficult. Again, we've never wanted to force anything, right? We never wanted to force anything, and we've never asked anybody to force anything. We simply say, when these thoughts come, they want you to fight with them. They want you to get involved with that internal back and forth dialogue, right? But it's like, oh, there's a thought. And I know it's so tempting to get involved with it. I know it's so tempting to get involved with it because it's like, holy crap, if I don't get involved with this, then it might be true. Or holy crap, if I don't get involved with this, then it might happen. Or holy crap, if I don't get involved with this, um, I won't get relief. But and then we get involved and we start fighting and fighting and fighting, and it doesn't matter what the thought is, you guys. If it's a negative, intrusive thought, and like we've been saying here recently, your mind's not a villain. We're not telling you that your mind's a bad guy. We're simply saying that when these negative, intrusive thoughts come, it's okay to daydream. It's okay to use your mind, but when these negative intrusive thoughts come that you're just running in circles with, you know, practice not giving them as much credit by seeing them. And even though it's tempting to get involved, you just say, there's a thought. You know what I mean? So I know just how tempting it is. You know what I mean? Because the fact that you guys are here now, the fact that you found my channel, obviously the fighting thing's not working because if that was going to work, it already would have, right? And you would have never found the need to find my channel to begin with. So, when these thoughts come, guys, you don't have to fight with them. You don't have to try to do anything with them, right? You don't have to. You don't have to fight with them. You don't have to try to do anything with them. When they knock on your door, just say, you know what? There's a thought. There's a thought, and come back to whatever it is you were doing. And like somebody said, I know it can be hard to focus with these thoughts, and that's okay. You don't have to have the perfect focus in the world, right? You don't have to have the perfect focus in the world. We just want you to understand that these thoughts don't have to be given as much credit as they're given. Uh, Peter says, "Get well soon." Hey, I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, hopefully we'll be running face cam soon. Hopefully we'll be running face cam soon, bro. I hope so. I know it. I know it feels like a lot. I know it does. I know these thoughts want answered. You know what I mean? But chances are you've already tried that. Chances are you've been doing that for days now. Chances are you've been doing that for weeks now, months now, years now, whatever the case may be. Chances are you've done that for a long time. And, the real you with your real perspectives and your real rational thinking, I know that person feels so far away, and I know you can't see that person right now. But the sooner you just get back into life in little or big ways, we always say little or big ways. We don't want anyone to think they got to rush around, but just get back into life, little things you enjoy, right? Little things you enjoy doing. And, that can be big or small. And when these thoughts come and they want you to fight with them like you've been doing for days, weeks, and months, it's okay to just let them be there and not answer that door. You know what I mean? It's okay to just let them be there and allow them to burn themselves up. I know it's tempting, guys, I know it's tempting, and I understand that completely. I understand just how tempting it is because I've been there, and it's like, wow, this is, this is some of the tempting thing I've ever dealt with, to want to get involved and fight with this thought or whatever. But live your life, and as Dr. Claire Weeks says, be prepared to think and feel whatever. Be prepared to think and feel whatever. And, when these thoughts come and these feelings come, remind yourself, okay? Remind yourself that it's okay. It is okay. And I don't have to fight with it because that's not the real me, you know? I'm sensitized. My nerves are overreacting. I'm sensitized. I'm not being completely, my mind's not being completely rational right now, you know? And the thing about it is, if you could have found a reasonable solution for these thoughts or a rational solution to these thoughts, you probably already would have, right? You probably already would have. So it's like these thoughts come and you need to remind yourself, I don't have to fight with you. I can accept you. Okay? And you should accept it. There's no need to get frustrated. You should accept it and you should see it for what it is, We will never ask anybody to fight with their thoughts or try to, you know, um, suppress their thoughts or anything like that. It's just simply when a thought arrives, oh, there's a thought, right? And then try to come back to whatever it is you were doing. So thought arrives and you're like, oh, there's a thought. And then you come back to whatever it is you were doing, right? And I know you're not going to have full concentration at first. Like, I get that. I get that. These thoughts may be on repeat. I get that too. But it's like, I know it's tempting to fight with them, but you've already tried that for so long, you know? You've already tried that for so long. So it's like, how much more are you going to fight them until you realize that, at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like you can ever come to a rational conclusion. And that's simply because fighting these thoughts is pointless. It's pointless, right? So, when these negative intrusive thoughts come, I just want you to say to yourself, there's a thought. There's that thought, right? I don't have to get into a big fuss over it. I don't have to get into this big, long, drawn out, hour after hour fight with it, right? Because, as I said, if these thoughts could be solved or rationalized with, you probably would have already done that, right? You probably would have already done that. So, hello, Face Paint. Welcome to the stream. I think it was Face Paint not long ago was talking about how, it's difficult at first, but when these thoughts and feelings are there, you know, when these thoughts or feelings are there, you don't have to give them that much credit. You don't have to start fighting with them, right? You can accept them. You can accept them. And I know they seem almost unacceptable, right? I know they seem almost unacceptable, but the more you don't fight with them, the more the real you will start to come back out because you're not giving credit to the BS. You know what I mean? You're not giving credit to the BS. So when a thought pops up, you're just like, okay, there's a thought, right? There's a thought. And then the real you will naturally come out, right? The real you will naturally come out. So, my main point for the stream tonight, guys, was it does get easier. It gets easier. I know it doesn't feel like it gets easier, okay? I know it doesn't feel like it gets easier, but it gets easier. And I know for some of you in the current state that you're in, right? You probably don't believe that. You probably don't believe that. So that's why sometimes it's helpful to have somebody on the outside looking in saying, hey, I know it doesn't feel like it gets easier, but it does. But it does get easier. I know it doesn't feel like that, but it does. When these thoughts come, man, you can just laugh at them. You can just laugh at them. You ain't got to give them credit. Give them that middle finger. Laugh at them. They can be there if they want. Accept them, but they don't define you. They don't define you. They don't have to define you, right? Don't give them so much credit. You can just laugh at them, literally. And I know you don't feel like laughing, right? But you can. I feel for you, John. How long have you been on the channel, dude? When did you find me? See, what's draining about the whole thing, John, is the fight, right? What's draining about the whole thing is the fight, man. The fight drains you, bro. And I know how that feels. The fight drains you. And I know it feels like you need to fight with these thoughts and feelings. I know that's what it feels like, but everybody who's eventually found my channel, they found my channel because they fought for so long that their nerves got tired, dude. They fought for so long that their nerves got tired, man. I mean, think about it, guys. If you found my channel, it's because you fought for so long, and pat yourself on the back, you're a damn warrior, but if you found my channel, it's because you fought for so long that your nerves got tired and you started to not feel well, right? And you started to not feel well because of it. So you felt the urge to find something. You felt the urge to find something. And now you found me. You found this guy who says, "Hey, I know you've been fighting for however long with these thoughts and feelings, but they don't have to define you, you know? You don't have to fight with them. You can smile at them. I know you don't feel like smiling, right? I know you don't feel like, getting up and, sorry, I'm burpy. I know you don't feel like living life, and even if it's just watching a funny movie, I know you don't feel like playing a video game, whatever it is that you do. I don't know what your hobbies are, but I know you don't feel like doing any of this. I know you don't feel like watching a funny video. I know you just want to binge watch my channel all day. But, just learn and use, right? Just learn and use. You don't have to fight. Everybody found my channel eventually because they fought for so long that they got tired, man. They didn't know what else to do. They got tired, man. They didn't know what else to do. So they started looking for something. They started to try to find something. If the fight worked, guys, it would have worked before you found my channel. You know what I mean? It would have worked before you found my channel. I've been practice trying to stop fighting the thoughts. I physically feel a sense of relief when I do that. That's great. That's great. You know, we fight for so long because we feel like we have to. We fight for so long because we feel like we have to, bro. And it's like, you know, now you've met me who's like, hey, welcome to the channel. You don't have to fight like that. The fight is exhausting, guys. It's so damn exhausting. I used to get all these negative intrusive thoughts while I was, in the process of recovery, and I was like, damn, if I can fight them long enough and try to get to the bottom of them or whatever, then I'll get relief. And it's like I just ran in so many damn circles. I just ran in so many damn circles that it was ridiculous. Megan, thank you so much for the $10 tip, Megan. I appreciate you. I really do. Well, before you found me, D Block, what were you doing? At first, D Block, it takes some practice, man, because at first, we're trying to leave our thoughts alone or whatever, but we still end up just engaging, engaging, engaging. So I completely understand. It's okay if you catch yourself doing that. Don't hold yourself to perfect standards. We don't ask anybody for perfection. We definitely do not ask anybody for perfection. It's like, oh, there's a thought, and if you start engaging with it, if you start fighting with it, that's fine. I was like, oh, just be like, oh, okay, I was doing that. That's fine. There's no need to beat yourself up. And then maybe another negative intrusive thought comes. That's fine too. Oh, there's that thought. And you don't need perfection at this. You definitely don't need perfection at this. Yeah, you were looking for answers. So before you found me, you were engaged with a lot of fighting with your mind and these these thoughts and feelings. And now you're picking up a new skill. Now you're picking up a new skill. So it's understandable, D Block, that it's, a habit. All right, guys, we're approaching that half hour mark. I am still feeling a little under the weather. All right, so I am going to go rest now. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for all that you do for me and supporting the channel. Remember, man, it's okay to have these thoughts. It's okay to have these feelings, right? It's okay. You don't have to fight with them.